If you learn sales and you truly master it, you'll never worry about money again. If you're young, have high energy, and you know you can get rich one day, you just don't know the pathway to take, sales is the way to go. I actually made the decision to go down the sales route instead of going to college, and it's the best decision I've ever made in my life. So by the end of this video, you're gonna understand why learning sales will give you financial freedom, the ability to make your own business down the road, why it's the most lucrative path to take with the least amount of education required. Why did I choose sales? Sales is a skill that is required in every business, and top performing sales reps get paid the most because every business needs them to thrive. So if you can master sales, not only can you just demand more pay and get paid as much as a doctor, think about that, get paid as much as a doctor, $300K per year, without going to the school, why not take that route? Also, I've tried to start a window cleaning business, a car detailing business, very entrepreneurial, t-shirts, and I realized, crap, I don't have the money to fund this, and I don't have the sales skills to sell this. So by taking the sales route, instead of going to college, what I did was save 4 years of my life. So I got a 4-year jump start ahead of the people that went to college and then got a sales job after. I saved $100 grand in student debt. And instead of paying to learn how to work, which doesn't even really teach you effective sales skills in college, I'm getting paid to learn how to sell. And the sales skill, like I mentioned, will last an eternity. You can sell for the rest of your life and make money. Unlike other careers, sales, you can control your own paycheck. So I've worked in a warehouse before. And in the warehouse, if you clean more corners, you get paid $20 an hour or whatever the pay is. In sales, yes, you have the base salary, but if you're not crushing it, or if you're not at least hitting quota, which is your OTE, your on-target earning, you're going to get fired eventually. So you control your paycheck. For me personally, I couldn't get ahead because at the time I had a detailing business trying to get rich, and I detailed a car for $200, and that was like my cap. I knew even if I detailed 20 cars this month, I'm going to make $4 grand. In sales, you can make more money per hour of work. There is no cap. So even though I was working for myself, I was capped unless I raised my prices. And really, you can only raise them so much because it's such a competitive market. In sales, if you have uncapped commission structure, you can make 10% of a huge ass sale and make your month's commission in one sale. So for me, what that did for me is I got in there super eager to make as much money as possible, made more calls than anybody, booked more meetings than anybody, made more money than anybody, paid off all my medical debt, and have a healthy savings amount. It allowed me to invest into myself, into a 401k, into a savings account to open up a business down the road, which I have open today. I actually have a blueprint step-by-step of how you can land a sales job without going to college, the same one that I used. It was given to me by a hiring manager at a very well-known tech company, and he allowed me to turn this into a business. So I help people for free. I do offer one-on-one coaching, but all my free resources are in the link below. Sales will also build your confidence like crazy. Now, it requires some sort of confidence going into it because it's highly... you deal with rejection on the daily and it's very high pressure. But once you go into it and you fight that doubt of, can I do this? Because you're getting rejected initially, your first deal you close, oh my God, it allows you to open your eyes to how beautiful rejection can be. There's so many lessons with every rejection. And when you finally overcome that to close your first deal or book your first meeting, it allows you to translate that into other areas of life. Like maybe you're single and you're trying to find a wife. Or maybe you have a hard time being consistent with yourself. Sales requires consistency because you get rejected and have to stay consistent with your input to get the outputs. And it's completely changed my mind on how effective I can be if I just push a little harder. The third point why sales is so important is it opens up your network to people you never would have met without getting into the sales industry. When I worked in a warehouse or when I had a car detailing business, the people I was surrounded with had the same mentality of me, if not less of an ambitious mentality. It's I'm going to show up, I'm going to do the least amount of work possible and get my hourly pay and go home, and then I'll drink a beer and watch TV and fall asleep and do the same thing the next day. When I broke into corporate, my boss is a millionaire. My coworkers around me are also entrepreneurial because sales, believe it or not, is a very entrepreneurial mindset. So a lot of people in the sales world are also entrepreneurial. You are the sum of the 5 people you spend the most time with. Once I landed this job, I'm spending most of my time with my coworkers, and we're all bouncing ideas off each other. My coworkers introduced me a business idea I never would have thought of before, as well as my boss, and we're all able to bounce these ideas off each other. And networking is just such an amazing thing. It's changed the doors and opportunities that I have available to me. Also, other job opportunities open up. Your coworker that you're good friends with leaves and goes to a higher paying tech company, he brings you with you. Just so many doors are open that you never would have been able to open yourself. Maybe you can go to random meetup groups with other professionals, but a rich CEO is not going to want to spend time with you if you're just working at a warehouse. And I know I keep saying working at a warehouse like it's a terrible thing. If you don't like pressure and you want that hourly base pay, it's good, man. Like, there's nothing wrong with that whatsoever. I just felt stuck personally. And if you're here, you probably do too. So bringing it back to the point, you spend a lot of time with a lot of rich and smart people by breaking into corporate, especially if you're at a smaller company and you're closer to the people at the top. Fourth reason why I chose sales. I mentioned it earlier. It's the most lucrative path to take with the least amount of education required. I was able to land a corporate sales role without even going to college. And my boss, which he wouldn't mind me sharing this, didn't even finish high school. And he's my boss. He's a business development executive manager. So if you're looking to make a ton of money, you can start a business and get lucky. Maybe your e-commerce website takes off. But my best advice to you, learn how to sell, save enough money, break off, start your own company, and now you're making sales. You need sales to start a business. And good thing for you, in the interview, you don't need a degree to apply to these things. Okay, look, you can't be a doctor without the education, right? You can't be an attorney without passing the bar. You can't be a vet without going to vet school. You don't need a business degree to land a sales job. It's very technical in nature. So if you can show them that you can do the job to get the job, they're going to give you the job. My whole YouTube channel is showing you how to do the job to get the job. So stay tuned, and I'll show you how to do that throughout, if you keep watching my videos. Okay, let's say that you want to work a 9-to-5 where you get the same base pay. Doesn't matter what it is. There's a plethora of industries that offer that. You can predict, okay, I'll get $1,000 a paycheck for the next year. That's $26,000 I'll make. I have to live on XYZ. Look, the earning potential is unlimited in sales. If you crush it, you're going to get rich. And what you can do with that money will change your life. I highly advise you, if you make more money, don't spend it on yourself selfishly. I promise you that won't make you happy. What makes you a happy person is by helping others. So for me, what sales has allowed me to do is take care of myself, pay off any debt that I have, but also be able to extend a hand to people that need it. And that's really what's beautiful about this whole thing. It can change your life and people around you. Also, as I mentioned earlier, you can invest into a 401k aggressively. You have more money than you need to live off of. And what you can do with that will set you up for success for the rest of your life. You don't need to work a 9-to-5 till you're 60 if you're in sales and you start crushing it. So if you're serious about changing your life, if you're out of high school, if you're fresh out of college, and you're trying to figure out what path can I take with the least amount of time invested to make the most amount of money possible, sales is your answer. Join us in the link below. There's a free community of 210 plus members that are in the same position of you, trying to level up their life, learning how to sell themselves to land the sales job, and I'm there along every step of the way to help you do that. So if that sounds interesting, if you want to change your life, check it out in the link below, and I'll see you on the next video. Thanks.